So I think, I did come up with another one, but I think I'm also going to throw in, when you guys ask me, well, what about this? When it's something serious, when it's something silly, I'm going to be like, well, but if it's something kind of serious or something I kind of expect and kind of wanted to do anyways, I'm going to do that. So, somebody in the comments says to me, what about Spaceballs? In the last part of this, I talked about the Make 7-Up Yours campaign and how that couldn't be fucking done anymore. And I talked about, you know, Blazing Saddles and that sort of thing. And I said pretty much all Mel Brooks movies can't be fucking made nowadays. And so he said, what about Spaceballs? And I kind of had to laugh to myself because, I mean, it's kind of obvious. You don't really have to put a lot of thought to it, but just for shits and giggles, let's put some thought into it. And this is what I believe, wholeheartedly, that people nowadays would have problems with this movie if it were to come out nowadays. Firstly, you have to understand that 99% of this movie is 100% sexual innuendo.
You have the ring, and I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Now let's see how well you handle it.
Not only that, but it also has maybe a slight bit of anti-Semitism. I mean, Mel Brooks was Jewish, but nevertheless, you know, people nowadays.
That's all we needed. A Jewish princess.
If you do not give me the combination to the air shield, Dr. Slotkin will give your daughter back her old nose.
Where did you get that?
Right? And not only that, but it could be argued that there might even be a little transphobia.
It's her.
Nobody knows the trouble I see.
She's a base.
And I mean, that's kind of goofy, but I mean, there is kind of a legit cross-dresser in one scene.
Turn around, please. Ah, what a pity. What a pity. So, Princess, you thought you could outwit the imperious forces?
And, I mean, you know, that all aside, the animal can probably, there are going to be some people that aren't going to like it.
I'm a Mog. Half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend.
But, of all things, the worst of the worst, and this is just literally what I can remember just replaying the movie back in my mind and just kind of picking some of the highlights out at random, but the worst thing that this movie does, probably this scene.
He's my cousin.
Who is he?
He's an asshole, sir.
I mean, a dude with a disability, and he just flat out calls him an asshole. No, I mean, all in all, dude, I think Spaceballs is fucking, it's a classic. It's a classic. It's an obvious classic. It's an amazing fucking movie. It's sad to me that a classic is something that was in movie theaters in my lifetime. I'm only 39, for fuck's sake. A movie that's this young shouldn't be a fucking classic. Whatever. So, yeah. But, it's a classic. It's a fucking amazing movie. All Mel Brooks movies are just fucking classic movies. And it's still fucking hysterical to me. Like, just watching the clips, just to clip this out, I was still rolling in that fucking scene. Dude, the whole fucking movie still kills me because it's such a great satire of Star Wars. Like, it's I don't know. It's just fucking classic. You gotta love it. But if it were to come out nowadays, man, I just don't. I don't think so. Somebody bitch about it. There would be some article in some web something somewhere that would bitch about all this shit in it. And then Mel Brooks would have to come out and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry that I made this movie that hates Jews. I myself am a Jew, and I didn't think that way when I wrote it." You know what I mean? Like, dude, and it amazes me that you anti-Semitic motherfuckers have come up with this. Like, that, dude, I don't know, man. But I'm telling you, no. There's no fucking way this movie flies nowadays. Are you shitting me? So, I mean, we just, honestly, I think we're at the point we're at an amazing paradigm shift in our entertainment. And it's kind of a scary thought, right? Like, we have these things. We'll always have them, some form or another, until they take them from us somehow. We'll always have them in some form or another. We have these things. And thank God we have them. Because we're never going to get them again. Think about it. What is one of the biggest complaints about people generally in the world? If you walk up to people and ask them that, you'll get a wide variety of things. But if you look at them and say, well, what about the state of like entertainment? There's anything new. Nothing's really all that fucking impressive. And people will go, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? So it's good that we have these things because we can never have them again. People can't make this type of a movie ever again. Because of all the things they're in. You know what I mean? Like I said, the whole movie. There isn't a second of the fucking thing that doesn't have a stereotype or when they're combing the desert. We ain't found shit. Like, dude. Seriously. There's so much of that movie that somebody would have a fucking problem with. And somebody'd have to come out and apologize. And then we never have it again. Right? It's all got to be this sanitized, super clean, very dumbed down, high impact, high action. What's the biggest thing in the world right now? Marvel movies. And no blood, really. And I mean, certainly not anymore. It's Disney now. So no killing anybody or anything like that, really. Everybody's just got to fade away. You know, and like... You know what I mean? Like, dude... And it's such high energy. Just... zone the fuck out. Don't have to think. Don't bother to think. All you people that go, oh, storyline. Pretty lights. Come on. Storyline. And even like M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's doing it now. What's his new movie coming out? Oh yeah! The villains get together in Arkham. Or wait, no, just some sort of, no, it's not, yeah. But all the supervillains get together, right? And Luke Cage, I mean, the dude that can't be hurt by anything, he's in there. Gotta fight him. When you boil everything down to its core, nothing's new. Even Spaceballs isn't really all that unique. People have been making parodies of shit for fucking ever. But you can't parody anything anymore. Right? Like, I don't know if the Wayans brothers are still making those fucking movies or if they finally gave up after Scary Movie 45 or whatever. But if I were them, I'd be sweating bullets to make Scary Movie 46. You know what I mean? I'd be like, well, you can't do that because, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's got to be fucking weird. Some of these meetings. I read your script, and there's no fucking way that's gonna fly. That part where you have the girl singing low, and the one guy's amazed because she's a bass. No, you can't have that in a movie because some LGBT fucking group is gonna be pissed off that you left the Q out. You know, that's where we are now, man. So, thank God that they're still continuing to remake Star Wars movies. They're gonna just pump them out endlessly, because that will mean that movies like Spaceballs will always stay relevant. They'll always stay hysterical, and Mel Brooks will always be immortal. And that I think that's because that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like that kind of that's immortality of a sort, man, and that's fucking awesome. Because every Star Wars movie is still essentially just the first 3 fucking movies, just done over and over and over again. And even the first 3 movies are technically, you know, they kind of overlap a bit. It's a ring, it's a circular, whatever the fuck, right? So everybody's always going to know what the fucking joke is here. I bet you could show this movie to a 15, 16-year-old, you know, whatever, I don't know, I think it was PG-13 at the time, but fuck. So, whatever, you take an 18-year-old kid nowadays and say, hey, I want you to watch this movie, and show them fucking Spaceballs, and they'll be like, ah, this is great, it's Star Wars, this looks old though, but they'll still get it, you know? Whatever. Yeah. It's weird. It's just, it's an interesting, I don't know, it's an interesting thought process, both on what's already been done and just the nonsensical horseshit we got coming up. So, yeah. I don't know. Can't wait for somebody to make a superhero parody.